I'd like to call the meeting to order for August 10th, 2021. Would you please rise for a moment of silence? Thank you. Would you please join in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Roll call. Trustee Sheets. Here. Trustee Hunter. Here. And Trustee Booth. She's absent, but she might be late if she can get away from a prior commitment. So we will move on. We have no minutes to approve. I will make a motion to pay our expenditures.
I'll second that.
Roll call.
Trustee Sheets.
Yes.
Trustee Hunter.
Yes. Do we have any visitors online?
Just Hannah.
Hi, Hannah.
Yeah, let me. Okay, now you can talk, Hannah.
Hello,
Thank you for joining us.
Good evening.
good evening. Good to see you guys.
Okay, we'll move on to department reports. Robert, road department?
First thing is, would we like to have a fall cleanup this year? If we do, I would like to have it on October 1st and 2nd, because that coincides with Grove City's household hazardous waste cleanup. If we get items in here, we can send them down there on that Saturday.
1st and 2nd. I think it's a good idea to have it. I've already had a phone call about it.
Okay. And keep them waiting.
You can get the signs done early.
They finished up paving Regal and Garrett roads. When they did that, we had to go in and add a little berm where the edges had a slight drop off, just try to protect our new edge on there.
Could you go out and check
went out
more of the yards?
I went out
from
from,
complaints?
I checked with Davis's that morning, but yeah, I haven't been out there to look at the drive down further. But
Okay.
nobody's called in and left a message or anything. Johnson Road tile update. I was able to finally get some 12-inch tile, so weather permitting, I can get started back on that. Hopefully get it finished up pretty quickly.
This will be at where the Thomas property?
Thomas property, yes. Working with the Franklin County Engineer's Office on the stimulus grant. Right now, we are looking at upgrading 2 culverts, one on Harrisburg, Georgesville, and one on Garrett Lilly. When I find out more information, I'll keep you guys updated. I'm getting estimates for upgrading some of the road name signs in the township. Asked my Timberlake president to maybe upgrade those. And while I was at it, I decided to go through a few more of our roads and just make it a kind of a list. There's still more to do, but I just don't want to get too many and have them sitting around. Thornhill Court project. I went in, since tile is in short supply, I asked them when I was getting the other tile if they had the tile I needed for that. They said yes, so I went ahead and got it. Just so when we do get started on that, I will have it. I also have a Zoom meeting planned with the Franklin County engineers to go over the final plans for that one, just to figure out who's doing what and what we expect of the county and what they expect of us. Other than that, we just had one burial. Oh, I'm sorry. For the stimulus grant, they would like a letter. It can be from me. I don't know if you're fine with that. Just sending the county a letter asking if they would do the engineering for this project, just so they have something on file for that.
I'm fine
Good
with
with that.
You do that.
Everyone with that? So that's all I have.
All right, thank you. Okay, we'll move on to the fire department. Chief Taylor?
Evening. Your reports were in front of you when you sat down this evening. We've had 23 runs today for August. That's changed since I did this afternoon. 99 runs for July with 681 to date for from January 1 to July 31st. The K-12 that was sent out to TNT over in Grove City has been repaired and returned back in service. A couple things around the station. Received our new belt squat machine for the gym. We purchased this in conjunction with the firefighters local who paid for half of the cost, so we only paid for half the machine. To receive the new machine, the old belt squat, which really isn't functional any longer, is actually the property of Lieutenant Ryan Will. He purchased the machine and provided it to the department. In his words, it just showed up here one day. If you know Ryan, you'll understand that. So when this happened, my understanding is it was never formally accepted as a donation by the trustees. However, at some point it made it onto our inventory. So I emailed Pete Griggs this morning and asked him advice on this piece of equipment. And his answer was basically to let you know that information as the board have it recorded in the minutes that the machine will be returned to Lieutenant Will. So there's no question about an audit. And I do have a copy of that email as well. So I've informed Ryan that he can retake possession of that as he purchased it with his own money. He will be taking it off the property. I'll give the email to Paula for the records that we have it for any audit. If issues that might arise, I don't think there will be, but just on the off chance that there will be. Our hose test arrived. Again, this was purchased to make hose testing a fire hose safe for our personnel in lieu of using that third-party agency. Our new hose that we received last year requires testing at a higher pressure under the new NFPA standard. This makes using the fire apparatus pumps a little bit more dangerous for our people in the event of a failure. The hose tester holds pressure, but in the event of any type of failure, we're reduced to zero immediately. There won't be any kind of whipping or out of control hose as there will be with the fire apparatus. So I just kind of wanted to explain that whole purchase. It just is basically a safety issue with our personnel, making it a little bit more safer. It's a one-time thing. So, and just so you're aware, hose testing's changed a little bit over the years. And Ed, I know you're very familiar with hose testing for your years of service here, but we have to test nozzles, appliances, and all kinds of different things now, in addition to just testing the hose. So this device will be very handy for us. We attended an event in Harrisburg on Saturday, the military event. The crews made it down there in the afternoon. There was a little bit of confusion, but we finally did get down there. So we had a couple runs in the morning, things like that. They called here asking where we were at, and Jamie had to tell them. Jamie was working overtime. I had to tell them, hey, we're taking runs and stuff. We have to do that as well. So we've been doing a significant amount of EMS training with our medical director, Dr. Cortez, in preparation for protocol changes that went into effect yesterday. We have several new medications as well as introduction of pediatric CPAP for kids with significant respiratory issues. So that was kind of started in Westerville in the area. We've kind of piggybacked off of Westerville, and a lot of Dr. Lowe and Dr. Cortez's departments are using a pediatric CPAP device now, which is just a fantastic offering that we can give kids in severe respiratory distress. So it's pretty significant, kind of a big deal. We'll be once again doing breast cancer awareness shirts for our uniform for October, and if the trustees would like to order one, we're more than happy to get one for you. We have order forms out in the envelope on a bulletin board in the hallway. Just a couple of requests this evening. First, I'd ask for a resolution to declare the 1995 Sutphen Deluge pumper, truck number HS2914, as surplus and place on GovDeals for auction. With the current condition of the truck, I would recommend setting a low minimum bid of $2,000. Currently, the truck is not running. We have no plans of making any repairs to it. It will be sold as is, where it is.
I'll make resolution 44. To do that.
Okay.
what you just, said. No point in me repeating.
Understood.
Do I have a second?
Second that.
Roll call?
Trustee Sheets.
Yes.
Trustee Hunt.
Yes.
And then do you want to table that other one? Ed,
Yeah.
you want to talk to Atlantic before we do that? Okay, so I'll table that second request. And that's all I have for this evening. I do have one other thing that I can, before we adjourn the meeting, I'd like to, for your consideration, is that letter to the commissioners from you guys, if you're wanting to entertain that tonight, or we can postpone it to the next meeting. Get it printed off real quick. I totally forgot about it until
Have you read it?
I emailed it to you last week, maybe even before.
I'm good.
So,
I'm fine with it. I thought it was very good.
you want a chance to read it before we?
I would.
Okay, it should be in your email, Ed.
Okay.
If not, I can print you a copy tonight before you leave.
If you can do that, we'll.
Okay, that'll work. That's it.
Okay. All right, on to old business. Any old business? A new business, we received the following email from Public Health. It says, we had a West Nile virus positive test result from mosquitoes caught in the gravid trap set Sunday night, August the 8th in Pleasant Township North. We would like to spray Pleasant North on Thursday, August the 12th, 2021, beginning at 9 p.m., weather permitting. Please confirm that this spray date is acceptable. I emailed them back and said, okay.
So did I, but I forgot to carbon copy you on it. Would you rather I do it or you? Just for future reference.
I would rather you do it, but I didn't know if you got the email or not.
Yeah, I forgot to include you in on the hand.
All right.
Grab a copy of that.
Email from the heat about the belt swap machine.
Yes. I thought after it was okay that we accept that date, I'll have David put it on all our social media. I'll just forward him this email. And if anyone would like to see the map, they can go to, we will post this information on our social media. And if you go to Franklin County Public Health, they have a tab for mosquitoes and they have a map. The map hasn't been updated yet for where they're going to spray. Anything else on that? And the other thing I had was that mandatory cyber application, and you're going to
Yes, I will
call and take care of
investigate
that.
and take care of that.
Any other new business? Paula?
All right, we received from the county auditor's office our local government allocation summary for next year. We received a notice of a violation of public health that was sent to about property on Sandusky Street. Received a copy from apparently a meeting on the Ohio Power Setting Board on the solar power project. I forwarded you a copy of a letter from, or notice from that Sedgwick company on a BWC hearing. Received quarterly report from the Hydro update of contact people from Flowers, several emails from Middle Ohio Regional Planning on accepting application for financial assistance. Franklin County communities to maintain and improve their local infrastructure systems. Regional House Strategy Speaking Series that we're having on August the 20th. It's a virtual COVID-19 update information. From the county auditor's office, just their July community update. Several emails from workers' comp. Mostly had to do with COVID updates. Department of Commerce, e-license accounts for park operators, installers, and inspectors, other license information. Email from, and I think that's probably what you're talking about, the mandatory cyber application term. Notice that National Wellness Month is August. County Engineer's Office, contact regarding the grant funding, that's probably what Robert's working on. Department of Taxation, that withholding tables, changing state tax withholding. Office of Budget Management, their monthly financial report. Serves 2021 health insurance report, and I did print that out. Let's look at it. Franklin County is public health weekly jurisdictional update. Okay. Quite a few emails from the Ohio State Township Association, which is legislative updates, and we're having several one-day training programs. Board of Zoning Appeals notice that they have a hearing on August 16th. Planning Commission, Wednesday, August the 11th, and the county commissioners had a meeting scheduled for August 10th, but it was canceled. The information on the West Nile virus, mosquitoes, emergency management, homeland security, Franklin County outdoor warning siren malfunction. Several, well, a couple from SWACO, just an update, and then a news release on progress update for carbon emissions management plan. And BWC news from Cedric, it's just they have a learning center courses and webinars that are available. Good information. Franklin County Soil and Water newsletter. Columbus Regional Coalition talking about congressional discussion. Just apply from place of fire. So that's everything I have.
Is there anything else? Did anyone else pop on there?
No, ma'am.
All right. Anything else? And I'll make a motion to adjourn. Roll call?
Trustee Sheets?
Yep.
Trustee Hunter?
Yes.
Trustee.
Meeting adjourned at 7:20.